What is going on, everyone? Welcome to another video with me, Boylon, and in today's video I want to tell you all about why Killmonger is amazing. Yes, I said it. Killmonger of the Wakandans, and why, if you haven't already built him, why you should. All of the uses about him, which is surprisingly quite a few, and for people in the early and mid game, they might not be aware of all of the places you can use him. And actually, as far as Wakandans go, who are typically pretty trash, I think he is actually the only one you should build, because he's really all you need. Especially as we go further into the game, I think some of the others are just gonna they've already dropped off, let's be real, but I think that Killmonger is the best of the bunch, and I want to go over all of the uses for Killmonger, some which people may be aware of, some which they might not. But if you are not, then hey, hopefully I've helped you a little bit and kind of encouraged you to step up with Killmonger, get his shards, get him up to 7-star, build him up a little bit, and give him a go. So without further ado, guys, let's get this video started. Okay, so here we are in the Wakandan window, Wakandan filter of my roster, and kind of ignore the fact that I have even, it's kind of embarrassing that I even have Okoye, Black Panther, and M'Baku as high as they were, but that was before I really knew how strong Killmonger was in order to be able to carry some of the events that he's used in. I guess it's because I also have a 5 red Okoye and M'Baku that their stats are a little bit higher than they should be power-wise. This is quite high. Yeah, what gear are they? Gear 10 and 9. Okay, it's 9 for M'Baku. Yeah, they're really trash. Please don't build M'Baku, Okoye, or really, at this point in time anyways, Black Panther either. Really, realistically, the only other person other than Killmonger that's worth it is Shuri. That's only because I got a 7 red. That kind of explains my tier 14 here. But this video is about Killmonger and why he's the most important member, in my opinion. Possibly even more than Shuri, because I think as time goes on, the overall uses for Shuri, beyond Chaos Theory, which obviously you have to have her for, I think that she's going to be going downhill. But this is not a video about Shuri. I think as patches go on, she's going to be dropping off significantly further as far as tech characters go as well. But this video, like I said, is about Killmonger. So let's open him up. And what makes him so great? The biggest thing is his tags. You know, he's got a lot of tags, and that means he's useful in a lot of different places. So starting off, Villain Global, this is pretty standard. Skill, now we're starting to slowly get actually more skill characters. So in terms of gear priority, I realize he's not exactly top of the list here, but he is still really good for a lot of the other reasons that we're going to talk about. So he is Wakandan, he's mercenary, he's military, and yes, as of this video recording, he's still quirky, but that's a completely different conversation, and that's something I've already gone over, and we're not doing that again here. But these particularly, these three, that way, I should be pointing that way, these three tags, Wakandan, mercenary, and military, let's go over that one by one. So obviously, Wakandan, what is that for? That's for the Chaos Theory flash event. In my opinion, one of the most important flash events that you could possibly build for. This is number one. I do plan on doing a, what I wanted to call a flash event tier list. I know there's only 5, but I wanted to go over my thoughts on that, and I guess part of that's already going to happen here. But in my opinion, Chaos Theory is number 1, because that gets you more silver promotions, more gold promotions, and frankly, this is one of the most important aspects to any player, whether you're an early game player, whether you're a mid game player, or you're an end game player, because this is super important. Promotion credits is how you get more red stars for your characters, and realistically, that's one of the best ways, because once you get to tier 7 on Chaos Theory, you're getting, I believe it's 60. Okay, someone's going to correct me, but I thought it was 63 silvers and 21 gold. I know it's a really random, weird number, but it's a lot. And that's really important because it's coming back around on a monthly basis every single month, and that allows you to upgrade your characters for red stars, which is a trashy system, but at least you can control it with your own destiny through Chaos Theory, and Killmonger is one of the most important damage characters to get you through this. So I'm not going to go over his kit in entirety. You know, it's not as good as it once was. However, he did get an upgrade to full auto. That's his special, which I have been using for the Skilletary War Offense team, which we'll talk about more in a bit. So this is interesting because it transfers one positive effect, excluding taunt, from primary target to self and all skilled military allies. Now that's just for that portion of it. Of course, it includes himself. You know, on crit he gains offense up, you know, if he's with Shuri and he has charges, but you know, he does actually do a fair bit of damage as a blaster, and depending on how many red stars you might already have on him, he actually hits fairly hard. And he's got drain and he counterattacks, I'm pretty sure, doesn't he? Yeah, he does. So overall, he's actually not too bad. So he is your #1 priority character that you're going to want to build for all 3 flash events. Yes, I said that right. 3 flash events. So you've noticed that he has the Wakandan tag. This is for Chaos Theory. Mercenary. This is for the Payday flash event, which requires mercenary characters, of which there are 7. But realistically, I would focus on Killmonger because he triples for 3 flash events. That makes him even more important. So if you are working towards getting more flash events done as you kind of progress through the mid-game, since it's not a huge early game priority in my opinion, although I would try and unlock the characters for Chaos Theory as soon as you possibly can if you're a newer player. I think that will help as well. But Killmonger here, you know, he triples. So military, and then we talk about the new Skilletary Flash event. So that's not just the Skilletary War Offense team or the War team, you know, because I think they do go both ways, but the military tag is useful for that. That is new-ish. You know, I think we've had 2 iterations of it now so far, and it's not as important in my opinion as Chaos Theory, but it's still another flash event that you can build a character for that will help carry you for that. And while we're talking about flash events, I think it's also really important to know that, in my opinion, it's not super important if you 3-star an event or not. So to go back to the Wakandan roster here, I honestly don't think it's worth investing as much as I did just to get 3-star. I think a lot of the reason why I invested them as hard as I did was because I wanted to get Chaos Theory done at 3-star. But this really isn't important. It happens once a month. And so if you can't even just play 3 missions once a month, you know, then you clearly don't have enough time to do this, and it doesn't actually take all that long. So for that reason, I would just put in a little bit more resources into Killmonger, and Shuri on the side once you get to about tier 5, or is it 3? Because now you can unlock her at... No, is this still a 5? I think you still unlock Shuri at a 5-star. But my point is she's permanent, and so when you get to that stage of Chaos Theory, is that, you know, really you should just be focusing your resources into these 2 characters and not really investing in the other 3, because you don't really need them. They kind of suck. And so Killmonger can help you carry those missions. You might only get a 1-star or a 2-star or whatever, you know, but like I said, you're only doing it once a month, and it's 3 attempts. So you can go through it. Killmonger will wipe the field with them as long as you put in enough resources into him over the others. It's such a waste. You know, Okoye is skill as well. So I really would just put that gear into Killmonger. Black Panther's a Mystic. There's going to be better characters than Black Panther for this gear. And M'Baku is Mystic as well. So it's really just not worth it in this regard. So for all of the characters, and we can kind of look at the other characters as well that he is useful for. So mercenaries, for example, for the Payday Flash event. There is a good choice here, but realistically, Killmonger is still among the top here. Taskmaster is now farmable in the Cosmic section, which is actually quite nice there as well. So I would consider farming him. In terms of Payday, and then there's Deadpool, he's easy to pick up in the Arena store, and I don't know, take your pick of the other 2. Merc Soldier, also a military character, so I mean, he's useful for the Skilletary Flash event as well, and yeah, whatever you really want to do at that point. But my point is here is that Killmonger is really important to this, and if we go into the military, there's a little bit of choice actually. No, sorry, skill military. I don't know why I did that. Yeah, it's definitely skill military, not regular military. So if we add that, there is 6. And you need 5. So realistically, still, you know, hey, what I said about Payday, that's entirely up to you. You know, you could still do Mercenary Soldier, but I believe that you can only get him in the raid store, so it's not super amazing. And actually, Killmonger is also in the raid store. So we didn't talk about where you can find shards for Killmonger. He is still in the regular Milestone Orb, because the Milestone Orb contains older characters. And yes, he is in the raid supplies, and he is currently still in the Beta Raid Orb, which I believe is skill characters. or something like that. So where else other than the flash events? Let's talk about that really quick. So like I said here, he is part of this skilletary team if you do want to use him. There is 6 characters. I personally do not at this time use Killmonger anymore in the skill military team, and that's because they added Black Widow to skill military, and so I took Black Widow off of my Wave 1 Avengers to put her here rather, and then I keep Killmonger actually with the Mercs team. Now we're going back to Mercs because I already filtered through that tag here. But if you are building this at all, it's at this point in time, I'm not sure if the Mercs team is really worth it for a war team anymore. They are quite old, so you can do what you want with Killmonger at this point. You could still use him in the skill military team if you're happening to build them up for the Flash event and you want to put him there. That's perfectly fine too. If you're an early and mid game player that never touched the Mercs team, then I don't blame you, because I'm not sure I would really put the investment into these characters now. Even though the Taskmaster is great, I have a 6 red Taskmaster, but I don't think if I was coming up now, I probably wouldn't build this team because they're a bit old. So do keep that in mind as well. But he has 2 teams, which is nice because it gives him flexibility if you want to use him in the skilletary team or if you want to use him in the Mercs team. Now, there is one more place that I do want to talk about where you can use Killmonger specifically, closer to the end game, but I do want to bring it up anyways, and that's Doom War. So there is a section of Doom War in Doom War 2.1 to 2.3. Now this requires AIM, Mercenaries, and Wakandan. Now if you look at the characters that are available for this, if you haven't built up AIM, you don't need to build up a full slate of AIM characters, if that makes sense. So obviously this is going to pull in sort of my best characters that I have. Typically, Shuri and Killmonger are good choices for this. Doom War 2.1 to 2.3. Again, Scientist Supreme, also another really good pick. But take away those characters, you know, then you have this. A lot of people do end up using, because of Villain 7.1 to 7.3, that they might have characters like AIM Security, or, I don't know, at that point, really, that's AIM Assaulter, perhaps. I don't know, something like this. Or you can throw in Taskmaster if you've been building him for those Flash events. So Killmonger is still a very important member of the characters that are available for this section of Doom War, which, yes, you will eventually have to get through because it's part of an important campaign that'll get you to hell. The Doom War Chapter 3, which is the most important because of Yellow Jacket and Multiple Man, so you're gonna have to get through this at one point. So this gives you tons of reasons why you should be building Killmonger, because there's 6, at least I counted. Maybe there's more. You know, let me know if I forgot any, if there's other places that you think that he could be used in. I didn't really talk about raids, but I should have. I don't know why I didn't bring that up, actually. Let's go to that really quick before I finish up the video. But Gamma Raid, and I haven't started my Gamma Raid yet. That's not important. Anyways, I'll join here. So what is important is where Wakandans show up. They show up in the side lane, I'm pretty sure, over here. Pimtech or Wakandan. So again, another place if you're doing Gamma Raid 4 and above, or 3 and above, actually, because I think they still have the traits there, where you can use Killmonger. And again, a very important character. I'm pretty sure I use him there as well. And actually, he does double in the center. Defenders or Mercenaries, because he is a mercenary character. So you can use him here too. And I'm pretty sure I do, if I occasionally go through the center. So Defender or Mercenaries, that's on the side, I'm pretty sure. So he's very useful here. And then Wakandans show up again. Here we go, more Mercenaries. And Wakandan in the center as well. So lots of places in the Gamma Raid. I hate the Gamma Raid, by the way, but I just wanted to bring this up anyways as an additional place that you could use him. I'm pretty sure that's about it, but still very important. I wouldn't say he's that useful in the Alpha or Beta Raid, but definitely as the Gamma Raid sits, which is absolutely trash. I do need to give an honorable mention for the Gamma Raid because I hate it. I hate it, but there's still plenty of places that you can use Killmonger, both on the sides and in the middle. So yeah, that's actually 7 spaces to use him. So Skilletary Flash Event, Payday Flash Event, Chaos Theory Flash Event, Skilletary Team, Mercs Team, Doom 2.1 to 2.3, and now the Gamma Raid. Please let me know in the comments down below if I missed anywhere, if there was somewhere I should have mentioned Killmonger that he's also used elsewhere, but I don't think I think those are the most important things. You know, so if I missed something, it's because I didn't think it was all that important. But let me know what you think anyways down below. And if you haven't started building Killmonger, definitely do that. Get him at least to the point where you need him to clear these events, the Skilletary, all 3 of the Flash events. I'm not going to go through the names again. You know what it is. And then up to a certain point where you can use him for Doom 1 to 2.3. I don't know how high you need to take him. I don't know if you need to take him as high as I do, to 70k. I didn't really take him much beyond that, but definitely up to the Gear 12 level. I think that's pretty safe. Maybe even Gear 11, Gear 12, something like that. And that'll help you get through all of the Flash events that you need to, and he'll carry you through those events. So definitely, Killmonger gets my thumbs up, guys. And that's the end of this video. Let me know what you think down below. And until next time, guys, stay safe, and I'll see y'all later. Boylan signing out.